testing, just to make sure. Can you try testing?
Testing.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Just turn the gain up a little more. I don't know what happened there. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Camarada Podcast. This is your host, Andres Marquez, as always. And again, we are back from another one of our many hiatuses. But this time I'm hoping to keep it a bit more consistent because we have a very special kind of theme that we're going to be talking about shortly. But speaking of I'm very excited to get to introduce the first guest on our new season of podcast episodes. A guest that I have recently gotten to see perform for the first time, and that was a trip. It was amazing. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, Kyra?
Thank you for having me back again.
Again.
I am a musician, I'm a creative, and I've had a lot of shows recently, yours being included, which was really fun. My EP got released in April, so I've been able to play some of those songs live, so It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, that was an incredible experience. I didn't, because I'd heard some of the music that you were working on when we did our first episode, like some 2 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting a live band.
Yeah.
When I first heard that and when I asked you to perform, so it was incredible. Your band had so much energy. It was a lot of fun. So I wanted to ask, first of all, how long have you been playing with that band?
Literally not that long, probably like a month.
Really?
Yeah, the drummer, we're all from Cal Poly, so they're all my friends. Drummer Kayvon, he's amazing. He's actually in South Korea right now.
Oh dang.
But he plays drums really well. And then Frankie, I kind of threw the bass at her and was like, play this please. So we have to give it up for Frankie. And then my boyfriend Cole plays guitar.
That's rad. Yeah, I mean, it was a really well put together band.
Thank you.
And if you're telling me that you were only practicing for like a month beforehand, then like props to you and props to all of them. Shoutouts to Cole, Frankie, and Kayvon.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. So as I was talking about, what was that? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We have another guest in the room, Zach.
Woo!
Zach, shout as loud as you can so that we may hear you.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for not following my advice to a T, or my request to a T. Because this room has a lot of reverb. Our ears would have been down and out if you shouted. In any case, regarding the theme of these next few episodes of the cast, I wanted to kind of have a bit more direction with the podcast, and I also wanted to make something that I feel I would love to hear in content, as it were. I hate that word content, but I guess that kind of applies to what this is. Lately, if I'm listening to music or if I'm watching something on YouTube, I want to feel like good going away from it. I want to feel kind of, if not like inspired or content, I would at least want to feel like, yeah, that whatever they said or whatever they did has me feeling pretty all right about life in general. And I know it can't always be that way, but I still want to put something out there, that does that, or at least tries to achieve that. So today, I guess we're going to start off with just a brief question. What's been making you happy as of late? Like, what has, made you excited about life, or what's been helping you feel comfortable in existence?
I guess just like being able to play live shows with a band and having people appreciate like my art and stuff, like my own songs, which is really crazy because like I got a show at Junior High LA, which is a really cool like venue for like queer artists and stuff in POC. And it had always been my dream since like I started college was to play there. So being able to like actually do it was like insane. And I never pictured myself with a band, and that these people in my band are like actually like my friends and stuff, like people that actually like mean a lot. It was like so surreal. That made me super happy that I was able to do that. So just playing like live shows and things like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who are in the SoCal area, which I'm guessing is most everybody listening to this, Junior High is an amazing event slash venue. It's Garden Grove, right?
Glendale.
Glendale. Oh. Okay, no, I'm mixing that up with the locker room. My bad.
Yeah, that one's
the locker room of the Garden Amphitheater. But Glendale's Junior High. There have been so many amazing bands that have passed through there. Shiro, shoutouts to Shiro, who played there a couple times, and shoutouts to Project as well. I hope to get to see a show there one day because everything there looks fucking bonkers.
It's so cool. You should definitely.
I'm gonna try. Glendale is a long shot from where I am.
It is. It is. It's a drive.
I gotta save up. I'm gonna save up the money for tickets. I'm gonna save up the money for gas, and I'm going to make that my mission. Check out Junior High sometime soon. But yeah, like regarding being in a band with friends, I think that's like one of the. It's like, I mean, as a creative person, I think that's one of the, like, kind of pinnacles of fulfillment when it comes to creativity. Not just, like, making stuff, but making stuff with people you love and who care about you. That's, like, honestly, that's props. I really adore that. You met your band at Cal Poly, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy because me and Kayvon, we just started talking in, like, January. Like, he reached out to me. And we just became best friends ever since then. And he's, like, loved all my friends. And, like, all of them in my band never really played shows outside of school before. So being able to give them that opportunity, too, to, like, play in front of people, I think it's really fulfilling.
Sick. So were they all, or are they all, like, musicians by trade? Like, is that kind of, like, their main, like, art form, or are they all coming from different backgrounds?
Well, they're all music majors. Me and Cole graduated, and then Kayvon and Frankie have, like, one more year in school. But Frankie, yeah, she's a really good musician. She's, like, a great musician. She played drums for my last show, the one in Pomona.
Dang.
She got herself into that one. She volunteered for that one, so I didn't throw that one in her face. She's like, yeah, I can play drums. I was like, okay. So she had to fill in. And Kayvon is very good at drumming, obviously. And then Cole, he is really good at guitar, but he also is very good at, like, drawing and painting and visual art.
Dope. That's awesome. Multidisciplinary folks. That's I don't know. I love seeing people who can express themselves in, like, different ways, all these different forms of creativity. It's rad. And then, I guess, speaking about shows, you've played at DBA a couple times. You played at Junior High. Is there anything coming up in the future that you're excited to be at, to perform at?
I'm trying to see if I can play at the Haven. That's, like, one of my other biggest goals was to play at the Haven. So hopefully I can, like, open for funds for Jimmy Cough.
Yes! Oh my god.
Cough Molly.
Their first EP, the first thing they put out, I'd blast that, like, every week for a while. I'd go to work and I had this kind of, like, playlist of, like, local bands I really love. It was Funds for Jimmy. It was Project. I listened to Shiro's Remain EP. I think that was the name of it. A 5-song EP with some beautiful tracks on it. But yeah, Funds for Jimmy is fucking sick. Shout outs to them as well.
Shout out to them. They're really amazing. I'm trying to play at the Offbeat too.
Oh yeah, the Offbeat's sick.
In Highland Park because Vox played there and I saw them there live.
You mean Vox Humana?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're rad too.
They're really, shout out to them. Shout out to Seabass. Yeah, so those are kind of my goals to play there. So hopefully we'll see.
I am wishing you the best with that.
Thank you.
That's fucking rad. And then if there's anything else that, has been keeping you, on the up and up that's not really related to art, like, I'll talk about one thing. I know I've talked about, watching YouTube a lot. I probably watch a bit too much YouTube for the good of my health. But something I really do love is I like, whenever I can, if I have the time in the morning, I like to wake up with a good cup of milk tea, home brewed. I got, like, a whole bunch of chai tea for Christmas, and I still haven't gone through it all. So whenever I have the time, I'll just, boil a little milk, put some leaves in it, and it's a good time. It's just relaxing. It's nice. How about yourself? Any rituals of the like?
Well, I started doing this because Zach had read my tarot the other week or so,
Mm-hmm.
and basically told me to like make lists for the day and to like set an intention. So I've been trying to do that when I wake up, and it's been helping me feel a little bit less overwhelmed. So I
Awesome.
try doing that a lot.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. I like being organized, but I never know the right way to organize myself.
Right.
All right. So these are probably going to be some shorter episodes for everybody listening. Hope y'all don't mind that. Sometimes we'll have hour-long episodes where we go on like rants about the music industry, but these are going to be short and sweet, most likely. Before we, pack it up, do want to ask Kyra if you would like to shout out anybody else in your creative community that's been giving you the big inspiration. We've given the word to Shiro, Funds for Jimmy Project, the folks at Junior High, everybody in your band. If there's anybody else within this big pool of people now that we're giving our love to, go on ahead.
Well, I guess I'll shout out Zach because
Oh.
he's always there for me, always supportive with whatever creative stuff I want to do.
And he's even here,
And he's
literally
here,
for
literally
you.
here. Me and him through my EP release party, and it was very stressful, but he stuck with me through it, even though there was some bumps in the road.
For sure.
Yeah, and I want to shout him out because he's honestly always there for me. Of course, I want to shout out my band again because I don't know if they understand how much I appreciate them. They're also very talented. I miss Kayvon. I wish he was back from South Korea already. Otherwise, he'd probably be here too, honestly. Frankie, she's very good at music, very talented musician, and so go check out her music on SoundCloud and Spotify, and I think all streaming platforms. And then of course my boyfriend Cole, he's very talented, multifaceted person. He's just very shy and won't ever say it.
I did get a bit of shyness talking to
Yes.
him after the show. I was
He's
like, dude, you
very-
were doing great. And he's like, yeah, thanks, man. I was like, oh, sweetheart.
Yeah, he's very, very shy. There's someone else I wanted to shout out that was a musician. Oh, I guess I'll shout out Seabass just because I go to a lot of his shows. I just think he's a very talented musician. And he probably thinks I'm low-key kind of weird for going to all of his shows every time. Like, I think he thought I had like a thing for him at first, but like, no, I just find something and I keep going to it.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm just like, it's cool. But yeah.
Yeah, he's in like 2 other bands outside of Oxymana, right? Or
Yeah,
projects, as it were.
He plays with Jonathan as well,
Mhm.
their drummer. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, big shout outs to Seabass.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening to the Camarada podcast. This is Andres Marquez, your host as always. This was Kyra. Thank you again for being on our first of many, hopefully more consistent episodes. This podcast has been really fun for me to get to communicate and just kind of like have a little camaraderie with different artists, and I'm very excited and happy to have gotten to do this with you and to know that many more things like this will occur in the future. Yeah, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm pointing at... I do this as though I were actually in... I'm pointing at a wall. It's a habit.
Zach is like, where?
I usually record this remotely, so I'm just kind of like, everybody out in the distance, if you can hear me. And like, it's weird when there's people in here because I'm not really... You get what I mean. In any case, also check the links in the description for links to the Instagrams and Spotifys of all of the artists that we have mentioned today. You will find many a good tune and many a good piece out there. Adios, everybody, and thank you very much.